children? Hope all are fine. Okay, anyhow, today I would like to say something about the words which I have written on the board. See, listening. Listening. The spelling is Listening, listening. And almost all the students might be knowing the meaning of this word. Listen in the sense try to hear. So most probably the students when they sit in the class, you might be listening to the teacher. And the reason why I talk something about this word, it has a reason. See, and most of the students are thinking that studying or getting marks in the subject is quite a tussle. Quite a tussle in the sense a difficult task or a Herculean task. But I should tell you, it is just like a piece of cake or it's an easy task if you listen the teachers in the classroom in a proper manner. So listening is very important. If you listen the teacher in the classroom in a proper manner, and that I just meant about keen listening, if you have the capability of keen listening, definitely you will be scoring more than 90% marks in all the subjects. I'm damn sure, no doubt at all. See, the problem is that most of the students, actually not only students, the people are having a problem. It's very difficult to control our mind. A 40 minutes class, hardly 10 minutes or hardly 15 minutes you may listen the class, listen the teacher, because as I told you, it becomes very difficult to control our mind. While the class is going on, if someone comes out, automatically our eyes may turn into that direction. That is a common tendency of the people. And one more thing I can say as an example, listen. During the first period, maybe English or Maths, just imagine the first period is English. During that period, if you have the capacity to listen, of course, whatever the knowledge taught by the teacher, you may be grasping that. But only 7%. 100% knowledge is told by the teacher, but you get only 7%. And the reason is that in English class, whatever the teacher taught you, and you may be able to understand the next period, next teacher may come. So whatever you learned, you just fit in your mind, it may go for the time being. And in the same manner, third period, one of the other teachers may come. So whatever you learn in the second period, it may go from your mind for the time being. And that is the reason why the teachers are giving homework to you. I explain. If you are an extraordinary student, 100% knowledge is told by the teacher, but you get only 7% from the class. If you are extraordinary, then what about average and slow learners? It will be lesser than this, right? So this 7% will become 100% when you revise the portion in your home. And actually, suppose English class you have heard in the first period. So when you reach home after the school hours, when you start to do the homework or when you start to revise the same topic, whatever the teacher taught in the class or spoke in the class, gradually it comes to your mind. And that is the reason why the teachers are giving homework to you. Try to understand. Okay, coming back to the topic here, listening. See, unless you have this capacity, listen in the sense not just hearing, try to hear, and that will with complete concentration. So if you listen the teachers in the same manner, I'm damn sure your half work is done. Our work is done. Automatically, the concerned topic will be easily understood by you. And see, I will make you understand by narrating a small story. It's not a story, it just actually happened. See, imagine an anatomical classroom. Anatomical class in the sense, and you may be knowing about that very well, because these MBBS students, they always go there because the professor will be explaining the different body parts and its function, and you know very well. See, one of the professors, he was explaining about the body parts and its functions to the students. And see, the professor was standing in the classroom, in the lab, and in front of him there is a long table, and you know what was kept on the table? A lifeless body, a dead body was kept on the table. And the students were gathered around the table and they were listening to the professor. Hope you understand, visualize the situation what I said now. What was kept on the table? A lifeless body or a dead body. And see, the professor, he wore gloves and he was touching the body parts and explaining the functions of each body parts to the students. And they were not LKG students or 10th standard students, they were MBBS students. And as the class goes on, the professor had a doubt whether these guys will listen to him or not. The students, those who were standing this were listening to him or standing around the table in order to hear the explanation from the professor. And the professor had a doubt that whether these students were listening to him or not. So he decided to check it. He stopped the class. He was explaining. It was a long lecture, and he stopped that. He called all the students very near to the table. What was kept in front of the table or on the table? And there was a dead body. And all the students, they gathered very close to that body and listening to the professor. And see, when all the students came very close to the table, this professor, he removed his gloves. And he showed his index finger. And this finger is called the name of this finger is index finger. He removed the gloves and he showed his index finger. And he just put this index finger amongst of the mouth of the dead body, shake it well and taste it. What did he do? He showed his index finger and put his index finger and then to the amidst of the mouth of the dead body, shake it well and taste it. Imagine those who watch this now, especially the students, the girl students, and they started to omit because was he tasting ice cream? No, it was a what we call dirty act what he has done. And whereas the boys now, they were about to run away from there. Hope you understand the situation. And again, he called all the students and ordered them. Unless you do the same what I did now, your internal marks will be cut. What did he say? What did he say? Unless they do the same which was done by him, their internal marks will be cut. They are not going to get any internal marks. Just imagine the students were trapped. And here in this, again a few students they started to omit like anything, and with hesitation, one by one, they had tasted the saliva of the dead body. Just imagine, they have done the same which was done by the professor. And that too with a reluctant or unwillingly. Just imagine, with the hesitation they have done the same. Whereas one of the boys, without any hesitation, willingly, he did the same which was done by the professor, because he was the only one student, one who was listening to the professor. You know, actually, he noticed that. And just rewind the video and watch once again how do I explain this incident. How did I explain? See, he showed his index finger and put his index finger amidst of the mouth of the dead body, shake well, and he was tasting the middle finger. It was noticed by only one student, and what about other students? Just imagine, they might have omitted like anything at least for 1 week. Hope you understand. See, listening is a skill what a student ought to have. Try to understand. I repeat, if you listen to the teacher, you are half work is done. And one more incident I explain. See, you might have already heard about the great French emperor Napoleon Bonaparte. You might have heard about him. You know what happened? Once upon a time, a fierce battle or war was going outside of his palace. And he was sitting inside the palace along with his wives. And see, by the time, one of his wives, she had given a cup of wine to Napoleon Bonaparte. And he took the glass of wine, and when the glass and started to drink, he took the glass of wine and started to drink. When the glass of wine was very close to his lips, he did not drink it. Hope you understand. See, this glass of wine was when this glass of wine was very close to his lip. He has not yet drunk when it was very close to his lips. The same time, a bomb blasted outside with a loud and pompous voice. Everybody inside the palace, they were frightened and fallen down. Hope you understand. Whereas this guy, he slowly finished the wine was a wine, kept the glass on the table and rubbed his lips and asked his wife, what had happened there? What did he ask? He had asked her what had happened there. Just imagine, that doesn't mean that he is deaf. See, almost all the teachers might have taught you in the classroom, work while you work. Play while you play. But I say you listen when you are in the class. Hope you understand. See, unless you listen the teacher, it is highly impossible to get or to score good marks. Hope you understand. Okay, anyhow, I request just watch this at least 2 or 3 times and just try to understand the moral of this words, whatever I said now, because my intention is not to make you the best. All the teachers, they will try to make the students the best, but I am different. My intention is I want to make you the best among the best. Okay, thank you.